You, Sammy Morrison from the TUV, do you accept those assurances?
No, I don't, Mark, but good morning to you. I'll tell you why I don't accept it, and I'll put it in the context of Lord Murphy's previous involvement in Northern Ireland. You played up the fact that Lord Murphy was a pivotal figure when it came to the Belfast Agreement, and indeed he was. But the Belfast Agreement recognised Northern Ireland's position as part of the United Kingdom. And implicit in that, regardless of what Lord Murphy may say about Northern Ireland being a place apart and being different, that includes the fact that Northern Ireland has a right to take part in national debates and national decisions such as the Brexit referendum, and to have that respected as every other part of the United Kingdom. Yes, there are differences between the constituent parts of the United Kingdom, but to suggest that Scotland is different, the situation in Scotland is analogous to what it is in Northern Ireland because it is a different legal system, is nonsense, because the people of Scotland have the right to decide their own laws, have the right to elect the people who make those decisions.
Sammy, for once I'm asking you to play the man, not the ball here. Do you trust Paul Murphy?
Well, I mean, I'd look at the terms of reference that have been laid out here. And regardless of who the individual was, Lord Murphy has been brought in to make recommendations which command the support of both communities in Northern Ireland. There was no requirement for both communities to support the protocol when it was put to the vote in the Assembly.
His point is that's why he's been called in. If everybody had been agreeable to that, there would be no need for a review. So that's a bit of a red herring, he says.
No, your response is something of a red herring, and his response is something of a red herring, because here's the point. He cannot make a recommendation unless it commands cross-community support, whereas when it came to the vote on the protocol, you didn't need cross-community support. So nationalism has been handed a veto in relation to this review, and that exposes the total sham that it is, because it's not going to be able to address any of the concerns of unionism because the nationalist parties have a veto over it. And this was trumpeted as part of the DUP deal that brought Stormont back. This was one of the great achievements, but it turns out that there's nothing to it at all.
So is it a sham? Final question to you, Sammy Morrison. You don't like this review, you don't trust this review, but are you and your party leader, Jim Allister, going to take part?
Of course we'll take part in it. We'll feed into the process, but we'll feed into the process in the knowledge that Lord Murphy's remit is tilted against unionism, is tilted in favour of the prevailing situation. And I mean, I think the key point that was made by your other contributors there was from Alex, who made the point that they're going to regard this as a success as long as Stormont is kept up. And unless unionism is prepared to really take the battle on this and really prepared to say we're not prepared to implement our own destruction, we're not prepared to be party to a arrangement which sees us edged out of the United Kingdom, which sees the constitutional guarantees contained within the Belfast Agreement disposed of, then yes, I mean, this tick box exercise will be regarded as a success by the Labour government. I have no doubt about that.
Join TUV today.